the bad lever is a little dongus that goes on your bolt release, so you can access it with your right hand, whether or not to close the bolt or lock it open. So people say it builds up bad habits because on my rifle I have a bad lever, but maybe I pick up a rifle for some reason and it doesn't have a bad lever. I'm going to try to swipe for it, it's not going to be there. One of the other things is with the bolt locked open, you put your fresh mag in, it's possible to press down the lever and at the same time in one motion accidentally come back and pull the trigger, which was like pretty much impossible to do.
Foreshadowing.
So we're going to be testing that. We're going to have two parts though. So part one is going to be reloading the rifles, and that's going to consist of, we'll have a steel target at about 20-25 yards. The shooter, upon the go signal, bring the rifle up, fire one round, the bolt will lock open. He'll drop that magazine, pull out another magazine, then he'll insert it. He'll either close the bolt with the bad lever, we'll do that 3-5 times, whatever, and then he'll do it another 3 or 4 or 5 times where he slaps the paddle. And now even though we have the bad lever still on it, we're not going to take these off because that screw can fuck itself pretty easy. So actually we're giving the paddle a little bit of an advantage because this extends the size of the paddle. So that's part one, will be reload speeds. Part two is going to be clearing malfunctions. So bolt override malfunctions, double feeds, failures to fire, and probably stovepipes. So we'll see if the ability to lock the bolt open with the right finger instead of doing the weird little dance like this changes our time significantly at all.
Stand by. Go. 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 Ooh, nice and slick. Stand by. Go. Go.
That's a bad fucking.
Go. Good.
Oh, never mind.
Go. Go. Go.
These are slick as shit. Oh. Belt, I think you do better, but this
You're missing the release.
is ass on all this.
Ready? Yeah. Go. Go. Go.
Especially when you're wearing a $20 airsoft plate cover here.
Ready. Target. Target. Ready. Target. Target. Targets. Target. 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 Demolish.
Say tamale. Fire.
They get those guys.
Go. 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 Penn Island. Greasy blowout.
Ready.
Penis. Cheese. Scrotum. Dongus. Penis.
Ready.
Mace Windu.
Go. 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 Oh, go. 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 Alright, so we're done with part one, the reloads. We did it when it was below zero, and we also did it while it was raining. We've no test in good weather, but we wanted to give it the best chance of fucking up. So it's hard to reload with gloves on, and then also the rain can make things slippery. We did have the little slip fire thing happen. So if you want to explain that.
There's always time for lube. Well, during that day, I was having a lot of malfunctions with my rifle. Figured out previously I was having issues due to the cold weather. However, I had excessively over lubricated my firearm that day. With that and the rain, the rifle was exceptionally slippery, to say the least. And I think that is mostly what contributed to when I came down, I slipped off of the bad lever and actually...
I don't remember if you had gloves on or not.
I did not. I ND'd the firearm. So I think there's a bunch of contributing factors to that. However, you brought up a point about that actually happening, that in a specific situation, is it really that big of a deal?
If I'm firing at the target, like in a non-just shooting paper at an indoor range setting or whatever, I'm shooting at the target and I'm going to do my reload, that means I need to get rounds of the gun to shoot at the target still. If I come up and I accidentally fire the gun like this, like, yeah, I just did a big dumb, but I did it in the target's direction. So you probably shouldn't be reloading with your rifle pointed at your buddy or at your toes or at your own head or anything like that. Like, that's a little absurd. If you're gonna be reloading, your rifle's gonna be up or it's gonna be in your workspace like this. So while you don't want to negligently discharge like this, at least it'll be in a safe direction. So like, it's not that big of a deal to me, honestly.
What I liked about the bad lever too, I've noticed when using the bad lever, I'm more able to keep my firearm in a ready position. There's times, in a couple of those iterations where we had done it, where when I go to use the paddle, I had one where it just wouldn't go down. I was beating the living hell out of it.
Jesus.
Well,
That's staying in.
All the malfunctions you are.
We had two other shooters that weren't us that haven't really used the bad lever much or done much reloads. So like that data's not the best. Honestly, what we probably should have done was you just start out with an empty gun and on go you reload the gun and that's it. You know, but what we did instead, trying to put stress so we could cause a malfunction or anything like that, you know, making it more practical real world, we did where the timer starts on your first shot, you reload the gun, and then the timer ends on your second shot. So, you know, it's probably, we're not just measuring the bad lever on its own, we're measuring it in an actual practical environment, so.
And it's not as big of a deal as well, and the fact that a lot of that data, it wasn't all compiled into one. Yes, it was, and kind of wasn't at the same time. It was broken down to individual shooters, so you can kind of get an idea of, if you're a new shooter, what to expect proficiency-wise, as opposed to, if you've been around the block a couple times, how much faster you could possibly be with the bad lever or vice versa.
Yeah, compared to when it was cold out, at least for us two, we got a lot faster, like, or rather our percent differences between the bad lever and the paddle increased dramatically. Like, you were, the first time in the cold, you were 13% faster the bad lever, but when we went to warmer weather, you're 27% faster. And then for me, when it was cold, I was 3% faster, which is insignificant, but when it was warmer, I was 27% faster, which is, you know, that's a quarter difference.
And in another difference between those two renditions, the cold weather, we had plates on and all that stuff, and the day that it was raining, when we did run into the malfunction where it slipped in Indeed, well, I ran into the malfunction. We were running just gun belt setups as opposed to plate carrier setups. So it's a little different, but I mean, with a percentile like that, I mean, it gives you a wider spectrum of what your reload times are going to be and how much faster you can be with that.
So yeah, my conclusion is I'd still use the bad lever. For me, it's like I said, a quarter faster, and I didn't have the problem with the ND, but even with that, like I said, the rifle's gonna be downrange at the target, so you know, that's not a big deal to me.
For me, I think there's a lot of advantages to the bad lever, and it takes up essentially no space on your rifle, and it's there. I see no reason not to have it on your rifle, and I would consider it almost a necessary upgrade.
And we'll see when we get to malfunctions.
And
too.
I think that's where this is really going to shine. Not so much your reload speeds, but clearing malfunctions and maintaining positive control of the weapon. I think it's going to be a lot easier with the bad lever. That's my opinion. We'll see how that goes.
So yeah, part 2, malfunctions, coming never.
Maybe.